So, how about that Frozen 2 trailer, huh?
Ooh. So that's how we're kicking it off.
I don't know.
Why not?
Okay.
Anyway, hi.
Hi. This is our video
Sure is.
about Summer Box Office 2019.
Oh, summer.
Prediction.
It's in summer. Okay, that's
What?
that's the segue to Frozen.
What? In summer. Okay.
Yeah.
We talked about Frozen last video, didn't we?
Sure.
I don't know how I feel about that always. It's like it always works itself in somehow.
You don't want to admit to the world how much of a Frozen fanboy you are.
I mean, it's worn off. I was probably when it first came out. I don't know. Last time I watched it, I was like, maybe this wasn't as good as I thought it was. But
For real, really.
well, I think I was in a weird mood
Okay.
the last time I watched it, and I wasn't quite clicking with it. Like I felt some of the scenes didn't flow as well as I thought I remembered them flowing.
I would say that's probably the only thing I could really nitpick on that. Just some scenes just start out nowhere here and there. It's been a while since I watched it, but actually watching the trailer reminded me how much I love that first one too. When that theme music started up at the end, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what Frozen is all about.
Yeah. I'm still like, I can't believe they're going that dark. Not that it's like super dark, but it's just like
it's dark.
Yeah.
It's not what anyone expected.
I know, it's like I can't believe it.
It looks great.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic. That's one of the best first animated trailers I've seen in a while. It reminded me of the one where Lightning McQueen died in the teaser of Cars 3.
Yeah, I also thought of that, like, does this turn into a Frozen trailer reaction video?
Sure. Everyone else is doing it.
Yeah, I thought of that, the similarities to the Cars 3 trailer being darker, but I assume that since this one shows more footage than that Cars trailer did, I assume it's going to be a better reflection of what the movie's actually going to be.
Exactly. Because I felt like with Cars that ended up being kind of a cop-out.
Yeah. Anyway, box office.
Yeah, so you are...
I'm Tucker.
And I'm Wyatt.
And we predict box office.
Sometimes when we're not talking about Frozen.
Anyway, yeah.
Are you ready for summer, Tucker?
Yeah, winter's been long and hard here in the Midwest.
After getting, what was it, 5-6 inches yesterday. More on top of the 3 months of just nothing but snow. I like you, snow. I do, but we need some time apart for now.
Why didn't it do this when we were kids? Like there were so many years where when we were kids and we wanted the sled and it just wouldn't snow, and now it's like we're adults and have to go to work and we're like, stop snowing.
We don't have time for sledding. Hey, after we wrap this up, won't go sledding. We've got all that snow out there waiting to be put to good use.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not ready for summer. I'm ready for spring. Because I've never been a winter person. I've never been a summer person. I've been the spring and fall months where it's kind of in between there.
Those are nice.
But I see the merits in all of the seasons.
Yeah.
Try not to pick favorites, but...
The snow's pretty when you get your first couple snows. And you're like, oh, look at that. It's so cute.
This is the most snow we've gotten in forever. The first time in forever.
No.
Okay. All right, we should put that the rest for the remainder of the video. Because we're not even predicting Frozen numbers yet.
We aren't.
So what'll happen when we get to the
There'll
video?
probably be another trailer out by then.
Oh, surely.
We'll have to talk about that one.
Might have to give it its own video. Okay, here's what we're predicting for Frozen 2, and then here's everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, no more Frozen.
I don't know if we can make that promise, but
for the next 5 minutes anyway. So yeah, summer 2019. This looks insane. I mean, I know I said similar things about like the Christmas season of 2018, but you just look at everything that's coming out. How are all these movies going to coexist with each other?
I don't know. And so many of them are Disney. It's like,
right? I mean, yeah, another thing everyone's been talking about, but the top 10 of the year, there could be like theoretically 8 Disney movies.
yeah, all these in the summer that are going to be huge, and then a Star Wars movie
I know, right?
later on, like not in the summer, but yeah.
That maybe the first trailer for that will like start the excitement going again, but for now I'm just wondering if all of these major movies are just gonna kind of overshadow that, and by the time that comes out, oh, another Star Wars movie. But yeah, if it looks great, like it's gonna be an epic finale, which it probably will be. But like I'm excited for it. I'm just wondering if everyone else is started to fatigue, like especially after Solo. Completely different Solo comparing to a actual episode in the finale of a trilogy, but this makes me wonder.
But yeah, it kicks off summer with a big bang.
That's not even in summer too.
Yeah.
So are we officially counting the final weekend of April as the start of summer? It seems like everyone else other than Box Office Mojo is.
Well, we have to follow Disney's command, so
Sure. Makes sense.
yeah. Technically, it's not summer till like mid-June or something, but
Yeah, technically, just talking like the movie summer season. Always used to be the first weekend of May, and then now it's unofficially the last weekend of April, thanks to Marvel. But yeah, that works for me. Starting a little early, I don't mind that.
Oh yeah, and also for notice, just to acknowledge it, I am trying to avoid all footage from
Right.
Avengers Endgame. So
And I am not.
congratulations.
That Super Bowl spot was sweet. So I love the fact that apparently they are only using the first 15-20 minutes or so for advertising, trying to keep possibly a 3-hour movie completely
with possibly an intermission too.
and credits, so that would be an extra 20 minutes on top of that. But I took the intermission thing as like a huge rumor.
I think it would be cool if it actually happened, though.
Yeah, I'd be fine either way. That it's a 3-hour movie. You're gonna have to use the restroom sometime, but
Yeah.
But how long are those lines gonna be too? By the time you finally get in there, the movie might be started again.
Depends where you go, I guess.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Avengers Endgame. Is there anyone who's not excited for this? Everyone's gonna go to this, right?
Yeah, if you hadn't guessed, I'm using footage from Infinity War, so
Sure.
I hadn't gotten to say that yet. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's good footage, so enjoy
Yes.
it.
Enjoy. But yeah, I've underpredicted Marvel.
Right.
I tend to underpredict Marvel a lot, so
Not
I
this
was like,
time?
I'm going all in.
Okay.
My predictions for Avengers Endgame. Opening weekend of 270.
Okay.
US total of 810.
Ooh.
And a worldwide of 2,300,000,000.
Okay. Those are some juicy numbers. So, opening weekend, real close. 268.
Wow, that is close.
Uh-huh. Which both of our numbers would easily be the new record for opening weekend.
Unless Shazam breaks out.
Don't make me laugh. I've noticed no one's really talking about that anymore. It still hasn't gotten a second trailer. And
Can't see me shrug on the microphone.
I acknowledge your shrug, your invisible shrug. But so, US, I just figured if Infinity War couldn't get as high as, like, you're saying 800, possible. It's very possible since this is the big finale. I thought maybe just a little bigger than Infinity War, so 720 I'm going. And not too far off from your worldwide 2,230,000,000. Because even Infinity War just barely cracked 2 billion, but I'm thinking that if this lives up, just people are gonna keep going back and back again. But now the question is, will everyone just be going to Endgame over and over, or are they actually going to check out some of these other summer flicks? Like this next one, Detective Pikachu. Pokemon Detective Pikachu, I guess it's officially called. This is so weird. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen, right? You hear they're making a Pokemon movie. Okay, sure. It's going to be huge. Then it's going to be based off the, from what I can tell, obscure video game that's like exclusively Japanese, I believe. Detective Pikachu. It's Pikachu. He talks and he wears a hat. It's like, I don't think you understand what Pokemon fans want. that back in the day, I was an avid Pokemon fan. I'm nostalgic for like the first couple runs of characters for that. So me watching this trailer and realizing, oh, it's actually going to have actual Pokemon and some fights and some decent looking effects here and there. Some look better than others. But when they announced the detective angle, I figured they were going to ditch all that to make it super cheap, like an Alvin and the Chipmunks just have one Pikachu and then maybe a couple others pop up here and there. But yeah, then that trailer came out and I think everyone was just kind of surprised that this looked like it might work.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good trailer.
It was. I really dug that trailer. It looks weird, but I like weird too. Just it looked fun. It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah. It has its fan base, but I don't know how much of a overreaching audience draw it will have.
True. But then I would also counter argue it's Pokemon. That's also one of the most popular things out there. Like something like Warcraft would be aiming more to that niche audience. Pokemon's like almost all encompassing.
And I guess Pokemon Go was pretty popular. I never got into it, but
no. And you've never been into Pokemon either.
No, yeah, not like, because you were old enough to kind of be implemented into it, and then I was too young when it kind of got removed from our house.
Packed up in the basement, never to be seen again. I'll never forgive you, Mom! I'm sorry, Mom, I love you. We're not getting into that anymore.
Nope. Okay. Moving on. But anyway, Pokemon. So,
first off, I would just like to say, for me, there are two major wild cards of the summer that I could see going either way, and Detective Pikachu is one of those. If it bombs, wouldn't surprise me. If it just takes off into the stratosphere, wouldn't surprise me. Because it is Pokemon. So, yeah. What do you got?
I have an opening weekend of 40 million.
40. Cool.
US total of 110. And a worldwide of 385.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll call that the low end expectation.
What?
That, that's kind of what I was thinking, like just weighing low to high, where could it go? I'm predicting some breakout potential. I'm going 71 opening. Because in between Avengers and the Memorial Day weekend, that there's some room for a breakout family-friendly film, especially if Endgame like hits us hard. That's not necessarily family-friendly. Could need something for the kids that's not ugly dolls. Wow.
We're not predicting for that, by the way.
Why bother? Okay, so US 225. Like I could see it going lower with you. Again, video game movies that they don't break out. So I'm predicting the biggest video game movie. And then worldwide, I'm going for it.
Oh no.
I see huge potential in China and Japan and all the Asian markets, and it's Pokemon. I'm going for the billion. I am.
Oh,
I've been talked into it.
Talked into it, so other people are thinking billion too.
Some. I've heard it tossed about here and there. Pokemon's everywhere. And merchandising with this new Pikachu and his cute little hat is going to be everywhere. And everyone was talking about that trailer. So $1 billion, 0.135.
0.135. Yeah, as you talk about this stuff, like, you are much more in the know than I am, so we'll see.
I take pride in that. But again, this could be my biggest fail on this page that I've got here in front of me. That every year I like to take one movie I think could potentially have breakout success, and I have more faith in Pokemon than Dwayne Johnson's Skyscraper. That was the worst decision I ever made, by the way. We'll get more into that later.
What did you end up predicting for that?
It was bad. It was really bad.
Ooh, 731. Look at that. Okay. Oof, we don't get into that.
Thank you. You just had to have that in front of you, didn't you?
Yes. Okay. So we're all Pokemon'd out?
Sure.
Okay.
I said my piece.
Yes. Now, on to John Wick, Chapter 3, Prepare for War.
That's what you're calling it?
Well, Parabellum
Oh.
is Latin for prepare for war.
Ooh, those Latin classes paying off, huh?
Well, yeah, I just looked that up because I wanted to know if it had a meaning. And it's also a make of a German gun, so...
Ooh.
So
okay, now that makes a lot more sense. I never bothered looking that up. Because I'm not fluent in Latin.
Yeah, well, I just looked it up like an hour ago, or before you came over.
Research.
So I wrote it down. So I'm like, hey, that's a fun fact.
It is. It is a fun fact. I will probably continue calling it just John Wick Chapter 3.
It's a long title. It's got like 3 different parts, like the original title, then Chapter 3, and then a subtitle. So,
but I don't mind. It's John Wick Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta say that's one of my favorite trailers I've seen in a long time. At least up until Frozen 2. Man, I'm excited for this. I love the second one. I'm in the minority that loved the second one a lot more than the first one. Usually it's the other way around. But this looks great, and I'm hoping it continues an upward trajectory for the John Wick franchise. And that it's good and goes out on a high note and all that stuff.
Hopefully.
Because when the second one came out, I was just thinking, oh, this is probably going to suck. And it did not for me. So,
yeah, I
hoping
still haven't rewatched it.
For shame.
It's on my pile. I don't watch many movies.
You know, after we finish this up, we could go sledding and then pop that in. Anywho, so what are you thinking?
Okay. I'm thinking an opening weekend of 37.
Ooh, okay.
US total of 105 and a worldwide of 215.
All right. So 38 opening for me. So we're getting down to it there. 113 US, 207 worldwide.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be close.
Yep.
Which way will it go?
I like those tight little races.
Mm-hmm. Not like Detective Pikachu. Huh?
Yeah. It seems like either we're awfully close to each other or on completely other ends. And I tend to overestimate a lot. So we'll see if the good name of Pokemon will help me out there. But
I don't know.
You're skeptical.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt. I mean, yeah. Going back to that for a little bit, just it is Detective Pikachu. It's an odd sell, but I don't know. Speaking of odd sells, ooh, that was the best segue.
Yes. Oh, Aladdin.
So we are recording this after that new little TV spot came out. Not a second trailer. Just a TV spot that everyone.
They made a TV spot for the reveal of the genie. It's supposed to be like the big thing, and then everybody saw it, and
the memes, Tucker. The memes have just they brought so much joy to my life these last couple days.
And I'm not even like I never thought the idea of a live action Aladdin was that great because I mean we like Robin Williams' Genie, but other than that I don't care for the original Aladdin cartoon at all.
I find it severely overrated. I'm not gonna knock anyone who grew up with it and liked it, but yeah, when we were kids we were never drawn to it like everyone else was either, so we never had that nostalgic factor there. And just looking back on it, don't think it's that great. Robin Williams is good. The songs are great, and I don't know, but yeah, you're saying you never liked the idea of remaking it.
Well, I mean, just it could probably be done better than Disney's live action remakes are typically done, because I just by now they have a reputation.
Yeah.
And I don't think I really am looking forward to any of them other than the full CGI the ones by
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, Jon Favreau's. I went blank on his name there for a second.
Sure.
But those seem to be almost a different genre than all the others.
You can't compare Jungle Book to everything else, and it's operating on a completely different plane there for me. But yeah, it's funny for the idea of remaking Aladdin. I always liked that idea before we got any footage or costume designs or casting or anything. That's all been kind of horrible. But since I never cared that much, I'm like, okay, if you have less songs in there and make it more like an action adventure, big budget fantasy, just that could be fun. Not only are they going to have all the original songs back, they're going to have like 3 or 4 new songs like Beauty and the Beast, and I'm like, man, that seems like so much filler. And then the trailers came out, and I'm like, oh, wow, I don't care about any of this. To the point where I'm like, I usually want to see anything new in the theater that isn't like something cheap, like Show Dogs or Ugly Dolls or something like that. Just but I'm at the point where I'm like, do I even want to bother with this?
I'm already at that point.
Yeah, I've been there for a while, but
I don't really think I need to see it. I mean, I was just expecting to hear you guys talk about it, but I don't know.
If it is a train wreck, it might be a spectacular train wreck. So We'll see. I've got $1 million question for you, Tucker. Which would you rather have? This current remake of Aladdin with what looks like a really bland, generic Aladdin. Man, does he even look like Aladdin? Cast opposite Will Smith? Or would you rather have what could be spectacular with Will Smith teaming up with Jaden again?
Oh,
I actually want that because that could be so
M.
beautiful.
M. Night directing.
A musical, an M. Night musical.
Yes.
So we ask you, commentators, do you want this? Do you want the Shyamalan semi-sequel to After Earth? That is Aladdin. I kind of wish we had that if we're going to have a weird Will Smith genie. Oh, now I'm sad.
Yeah. Anyway,
so yeah, just everyone's been just all over this from the beginning. But will that affect box office though?
And I'm also curious with like you said, and I don't know how many other people are thinking it too, but after the disaster that was the release of the Genie footage, was the Frozen trailer trying to undo that bad will?
It had to be.
Because, I mean...
It came out without any warning whatsoever.
Uh-huh.
Just a day or two after. It's like they knew what they had. There wasn't... Like, maybe they were getting ready to release it for How to Train Your Dragon or something. Maybe it was all according to plan, but I buy those rumors that it was reactionary.
And yeah, it's like, well, can't blame them.
No.
Anyway,
but yeah, so all the internet fans are enraged about Will Smith, but will that hurt casual audiences' interest? Because it is Will Smith. Most of his blockbuster outings tend to be huge.
has he made a blockbuster in 10 years though?
Suicide Squad?
Oh,
That was huge in part. I say half Will Smith, half Harley Quinn was why that movie was huge. And just
it doesn't count. Let's forget about it. Move on.
Sure, I'm fine with that. But just you've got the name recognition of the cartoon. You've got the that was horrible. Name recognition of Will Smith. I could see this flopping, but the Disney remakes tend to not flop unless they're Alice Through the Looking Glass. That was a sequel that, we've already gotten the first Alice. This is the first Aladdin movie we've gotten since the cartoon, so.
And all the sequels. Direct-to-DVD sequels.
Sure, if you want to count this. But it's funny, like a year ago, I would have predicted this to be one of the biggest movies of the year, like outdoing Beauty and the Beast. And that was one of the top 10 movies of all time. And now I've cut down my expectations dramatically.
I had predicted for it before the trailer came out.
Oh.
And then I saw the trailer, I'm like, nope. And yeah, I dropped it by like 12, opening weekend by 12 million.
Okay.
Which isn't like a huge amount, but I mean, I didn't want to predict as big as I was going.
Okay, so how big are you?
Opening weekend of 86.
Ooh.
A US total of 238 and a worldwide of 850.
Okay. Yeah, and that would be dramatically less than like something like Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
That was huge, but yeah, so I could not bring myself to go that low, even though I did want to, but taking into account everything I've said before. Opening weekend 115, US 303, 95 worldwide, or
950.
950. Yeah.
I was like, what?
950.
Can you do math?
I question that myself sometimes.
It's a joke. I kid.
I know.
Okay.
Anyway, you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
Well, we'll have those little numbers up there for everyone to see.
Or will we?
Oh, no. So, yeah. Moving on from Aladdin
to Godzilla,
yeah,
King of the Monsters.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the first Godzilla, or in this franchise, made more money than I thought it was going to, I think. I don't know.
Then a lot of people did.
Yeah, I didn't really have, back then, I didn't really have a gauge on what the fan base really was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still not sure, like, if it's been too long.
It's possible.
But I do think it's kind of interesting that they're trying to make a monster universe, but I'm not sure if there's just that the super fans that are just gonna be the ones that care about it.
Sure, that would know the names of all these new monsters that he's fighting. That casual audiences might not get into that, but then you see the trailers and see the monsters that he's fighting, and it looks pretty darn cool. But I do say if this was anywhere else on the calendar, I would probably predict a lot more. But this summer's so crowded, I couldn't bring myself to predict less. But I had originally wanted to go a little higher. But
yeah, I probably guessed on the low end. With an opening weekend of 80 million.
Okay.
US of 190.
Okay.
And a worldwide of 615.
Okay, so I'm on the low end then.
Oh, okay. So
76. 180 US and 610.
Wow, we're another kind of close.
Yeah. So that would be less US numbers than the first Godzilla, but more than Kong Skull Island by a little bit. But if it made dramatically more or less, it wouldn't surprise me either. I kind of played it safe and went the middle ground. So looking at all of these movies on this list, I'm going to assume we're on the same page of what has the potential to be the biggest bomb of the summer.
Yeah, I don't know. I was really guessing less for Dark Phoenix. Like, I have several movies that I thought maybe might make less. I put little downward arrows and question marks on my little paper I have here, but I didn't end up dropping mine from what I had originally put down.
Okay.
So I don't know. Anyway, Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, assuming it comes out, because it's got to be released somehow.
I mean, it looks like they already went through a lot of the production, since they can already have trailers and stuff. They're probably in post already. Yeah,
this one seems like a sure thing that's going to stick to its release date, but I'm still not. I'm not sure about New Mutants. That's why we're not covering it here. If it looks like it's going to stay in its August release, we'll cover that in our end of the year prediction video. But rumors been that might hit Hulu. But if something similar happened to Dark Phoenix, that wouldn't surprise me. But right now,
it has a much bigger cast than the other ones, so
true. Yeah, it's technically the end of a franchise, and New Mutants was an offshoot that wasn't as important.
So Dark Phoenix is supposed to be the finale of these characters' storyline.
Well, if it wasn't, it is now.
Yeah.
But I think technically it was supposed to be. Of course, if it would have been a big hit, they would have kept it going anyway. Just I'm seeing it as a fan-only affair that's gonna go opening weekend to see how it turns out, and then no one else is really gonna care.
Yeah, I kind of guessed the same range as probably First Class.
Okay.
Which seems lazy, I know, but oh well. Opening weekend of 62.
Okay.
US of 142 and worldwide of 490, which is I know that's probably big, but
the X-Men movies have been getting bigger and bigger overseas. But me, opening weekend 39.
Ooh.
I'm just thinking out of all these movies, this is the one where everyone's just gonna shrug and why bother. 94 US. 356 worldwide.
Well, hope Disney doesn't regret buying X-Men then. Of course, they can probably revitalize it, but
I mean, any X-Men movie Disney makes that, if it's interconnected with the MCU, at least the first few are going to be huge events. Even if they just have cameos from whatever MCU heroes are still around after Endgame, but and if they get some solid casting choices in there too. But yet, just no one really cared about Apocalypse, and I don't see any reason why anyone would care about this one either. So, but it is X-Men. That's a big name. But the rumors have been this might be fan-for-stick bad.
Really?
Like that there have been some credible names in the industry that won't go into details, but have said that it's a disaster.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which makes sense, because just reshoots on top of reshoots, and then it's been shuffled around the calendar how many times. That happens to a lot of movies, and they turn out fine, but it's also a big red flag too. So So skim through this next one real quick.
Yeah, Secret Life of Pets Cemetery 2.
Nice.
Yes, I was very proud of that. I made a little note of it. I was like, say this. No.
Yes. Yeah, it's no secret we're not Illumination fans. We've had to sit through the first trailer for this 10 times in the theater. I've got memorized by now. You did not bother with the first Pets.
No.
I did. I saw it opening weekend. I hated the thing. It's for kids. It's shiny. It's fluffy. Whatever. Maybe if I was 10, I would have liked it. Maybe. I don't know. I wanted to give my predictions a second look after Lego 2. Everyone loved the first Lego movie. Sure, it's had spin-offs in between, but did not expect it to drop off that significantly from the first one. I would hope something similar would happen here, but I'm not expecting something on that level.
Yeah, I didn't guess like a significant drop, but mine's dropped, of course, from the original, at least in the US.
And especially since the Grinch couldn't even crack 3 here, I am wondering if there's some Illumination fatigue.
Hopefully.
I am not expecting much from the second Minions movie in terms of box office, not quality. But that'll be next year, I believe. So, moving on.
Have we predicted numbers? Have we said anything?
No.
We should stop rambling about Illumination.
Yes.
Move on. Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
Okay.
For your numbers.
Men in Black International. No.
You get not that fast. Give the numbers first. You have to, Tucker.
Opening weekend of 88.
Okay.
US of 315. Worldwide, I think it's bigger than I can't remember what the original made, but I guess bigger.
860 maybe.
Yeah, I guess bigger. 930 worldwide.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Little less than you all the way through. Opening weekend, 80. US 278. Worldwide 887. But yeah, Despicable Me 3 made $1 billion, so something similar might happen. But we've got, unlike like The Last Pets, that was like the last major family movie of the summer. There's a lot more coming after Pets 2, so that's it. If it made a lot less, it wouldn't surprise me, because there's a lot more that could take that sweet, sweet money away.
Sweet money. Okay. Well, back to what I was saying. Men in Black International. And this one's a pickle. I mean, nobody was asking for it, I don't think. And of course, you can't really gauge off YouTube comments, but I was looking through the comments for some reason, and there was some people who thought it looked good, and of course some people who thought it looked terrible, like most movies. Yeah. But and I mean YouTube comments, for goodness sake. But
surprised you bothered.
Yeah, why has that become my life? But no, it hasn't. So I don't know. I may have guessed on the high end.
Okay.
But it's not huge. I'm just saying that it could very well make a lot less. Or it could make more. Who knows?
Yeah, nothing would surprise me here. It could make $1 billion and it wouldn't surprise me, but that's not where I'm going.
That would surprise me.
If it breaks out huge in China and the whole international angle, just potential's there, but yeah, that's not where I'm going. So where are you going with it?
Opening weekend of 48.
Okay.
US of 140 and a worldwide of 525.
So that's the high end, you say?
Well, I'm just saying I could see it going lower.
Okay. But yeah, just a little higher. All across, opening weekend 58, which is similar to what all the other movies in the franchise have opened. 153 worldwide, 660. This is another one. If it was anywhere else on the calendar, I'd predict a lot more. There's so many movies.
Yeah, one reason why I wasn't sure was because I wasn't sure whether to even guess more than the Ghostbusters reboot, because it's kind of a similar situation. But
it is. I just see the stars of this one being a little more of a draw, maybe. And Ghostbusters had so much bad press from the very beginning, and none of that's really been here, but no one's really been talking about it a whole lot either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. I see breakout potential, but just it's so crowded. I kind of went safe. But I could see it underperforming also. But I like the trailer. I see promise there.
Yeah, I thought it looked fun.
And everyone liked Chris and Tessa in Thor Ragnarok.
Yes, yes.
To me, that feels like just, yeah, why not have those two again?
They should have Mark Ruffalo cameo as an alien or something.
Please. Make him green again. I don't care.
Disney would probably complain. I don't know if they'd complain or not. Maybe they wouldn't. I don't know.
It's possible.
Okay, but no, I don't know. Anyway, Toy Story 4. Anybody?
Well said. But,
yeah,
it's Toy Story. I'm excited. Most are interested, but do we need a fourth one? I don't think we need it, but if it's good, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, it just doesn't have the hype that Incredibles 2 had.
No, nowhere near.
Because everybody was kind of content.
Like,
and
Incredibles 2 was the one where everyone was demanding it happen.
Mm-hmm.
No one was for Toy Story 4. Yeah. The third one, everyone thought, okay, that's how you end it.
Yeah. But yeah, based on just how Pixar movies just keep making more and more money, I do still think it's going to make a big chunk. But nowhere really near Incredibles, I don't think. At least in the US. Because Toy Story 3 is still Pixar's biggest international numbers.
Right.
So I assume it's going to probably tick up a little bit there. So, opening of 150.
Ooh.
So that, I mean, it is big, but not as big as Incredibles, of course. US of 530 and a worldwide of 1,280,000,000.
Ooh. So what worldwide would that be? Bigger? That'd be a little bigger than Incredibles 2, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that was what my motive was.
Would that be bigger than Frozen worldwide?
I couldn't tell you exactly.
I think that would have just made more than Frozen, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So
yeah, I am guessing big. But
you are,
yeah.
Yes, and that wouldn't surprise me at all. But I'm still thinking it's big. It's Toy Story. Everyone's interested, but yeah, just looking at what's also coming after this on the calendar that we'll get to. That this is not the only family option this summer, and yeah, it's not super hyped, but
yeah, they haven't really given any hook in the trailers either. They've been very secretive about what the actual plot is,
which isn't bad. They should definitely fill us in a little more before it comes out, but
very
yeah.
fluffy trailers.
But most of Pixar's marketing is fluffy. But yeah, so I'm going opening weekend 118. I'm keeping my expectations down a little bit.
Yeah.
US 430. So big difference between me and you there, and then worldwide 1,116,000,000.
Yeah, I can see that.
Still huge, still one of the biggest movies of the year, but
just a fitting number for a movie that no one asked for.
It's kind of what I thought.
Anyway, yeah, moving on to Spider-Man: Far From Home. And I just thought people are still into Spider-Man, maybe.
Most people loved Homecoming.
Yeah. So I thought there'd still be some goodwill from that one. And
however Endgame ends,
yeah,
the interest in the characters just gonna be even higher, I imagine.
And all the memes that were created from Infinity War and stuff.
Spider-Man's on the brain,
Yeah.
And plus everyone loved Spider-Verse also, so
Of course.
Not explicitly connected, but just everyone loves Spider-Man right now.
Yeah.
So let's get some more Spider-Man, please.
And now he's overseas and he's fighting things.
Some pretty interesting looking things.
Yeah, I just watched that trailer once to prepare.
Everyone seemed to like the trailer. Had big views. So,
opening weekend for Spider-Man of 135.
Mm-hmm.
US total of 355. and a worldwide of 960.
Okay. Pretty darn close. Opening weekend 131. 376 US. 974 worldwide.
It's close. Did you look over my shoulder or something? No.
Huh?
No, we were never in the same house while we were doing predictions.
And we'll see if this is anywhere as big as Venom in China. Moving on.
Yes. One more. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Lion King.
Oh boy.
Now this is the one that I think is a little bit more, I don't know how to say it. Just,
What are you gonna say?
it's the one that was a better plan than Aladdin, let's say.
Correct.
It's like it actually has CGI that's good.
Some actual effort thrown in there. So, earlier when I was saying about Endgame, who's not interested in this? Who's not going to see this? I feel like most people are underestimating this one, thinking it'll be big, like Beauty and the Beast big. Beauty and the Beast was like a princess movie. It was targeted mostly to the girl crowd. Sure, anyone who loved the cartoon went to see it, but this is going to be the movie for everyone.
Yeah,
like Avengers, not a ton of little kids are gonna go to this, but little kids have probably seen Lion King, the cartoon, so they're going to want to see this. Parents are going to take them, whether it looks more intense or not, because it's Lion King. It looks very similar, so kids, teenagers, parents, grandparents, boys, girls, you know, all of them. Everyone's gonna go see this, right?
yeah. So I'm starting to think that you may have guessed more than me, and I thought I was big. But
So,
yeah.
what do you think?
Because the original was always like the biggest animated film for a while.
Yeah.
So, and Beauty and the Beast wasn't, and Beauty and the Beast made a lot of money. The remake.
And the cartoon is held in the same regard as Beauty and the Beast, so there's not a difference there either, like how people see them now.
I am guessing big, but I have a feeling you're guessing bigger. Opening weekend of 205.
Okay, that's cute. Continue.
A US of 630. And a worldwide of 1,580,000,000.
1,580,000,000.
Yes.
Okay, just double checking there.
Oh no.
So I predict this will be Avatar for kids. Avatar was the biggest thing of all time. What kids were seeing Avatar?
The ones who wanted to see naked blue aliens.
Those would be more horny teenagers, though, right?
I guess.
Like kids, like I said,
Little kids.
This is gonna draw everybody, right? But so a year ago, I was saying 300 opening weekend, a billion US and 3 billion worldwide. I couldn't quite bring myself to that.
Good. No.
Only by a little bit. 281 opening.
Oh,
weekend.
you're guessing bigger than Avengers.
I am. I'm saying this is going to be the biggest movie. 965 US. So the biggest movie of all time, I'm saying.
Boy.
And I couldn't bring myself to it beating Avatar overseas, so 2,500,000,000 to be the second biggest movie of all time. And here's why. On top of everything else, on top of just everyone's gonna go see this, everyone's avoiding this movie. It's got like 2 or 3 weeks to itself for the rest of July. Like nothing big.
It's gonna hold like a big dog.
I think so. Yeah, the only thing I could see keeping it from becoming the biggest thing ever is that like movies like Force Awakens and Avatar had those December legs that just kept on trucking for weeks and weeks and weeks. But yeah, that's why, since it doesn't have a ton of competition after it, that there are still things like The Dark Knight that just held on right at the end of summer. That was the last big movie everyone was going to. So I'm saying it.
And you
Call
said
me
it.
crazy. I don't care.
You're crazy.
Do you really think so?
No. I would be surprised. I mean, I would be shocked. I mean, there's those moments where like a movie you didn't expect to make so much like absolutely breaks out like crazy, and you just sit back and watch the show basically. So I mean, your numbers would be that sort of thing for me.
Think back a few years ago to Jurassic World. Like what you were just saying, that was one no one saw coming, no one saw breaking out. This is gonna be of way more interest to people than, oh, it's a new Jurassic Park movie, let's see what that's about. Riding motorcycles with raptors. It's that movie you love. It's just got a fresh coat of paint on it and told in a way you haven't seen before. So like, everyone likes The Lion King, everyone loves The Lion King, so everyone who loves that is gonna go check this one out and probably see it over and over again if it lives up. So
Hakuna Matata.
Sure. And again, had one of the biggest trailer, or one of the most trailer views of all time, like second to just the Endgame and Infinity War trailers.
So maybe it won't make quite as much as those. Oh no.
Except, you know what? Kid-oriented trailers don't always make as much as the big trailers. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take your word for it, I guess.
Okay. So, moving on from my crazy talk there.
Crazy talk. Anyway, Fast and Furious presents
Ooh.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Do they now?
I guess. Yeah.
So what do you make of this town?
Oh boy. Anyway, I mean,
it's ridiculous.
It looks like throw popcorn in your face kind of movie.
It does. Yeah.
It'd just be kind of like audience pleasing, maybe.
Yeah.
Unless, I assume, The Rock is always all for that. And Jason Statham just had The Meg, which was a much bigger hit than anyone expected it to be.
Yeah.
So, was The Meg bigger than any of Dwayne Johnson's little solo movies last year?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I never would have thought he would have had it in him to beat The Rock out, but...
No. Yeah, no one did.
I'm not guessing as big as a Fast movie.
No, same here.
But I'm still guessing not much of a drop-off. Oh, yeah, I just have to say, real quick, yeah. Just making the movie feature straight-up superpowers. I mean, of course that happened.
I've been thinking this for years. I'm glad to see people are actually saying this. So the next Fast and Furious is going to take place on the moon, right?
Sure.
Where else are you going to go? Driving cars on the moon.
Zero gravity.
Floating through space. Like, sure, that seems far-fetched. So at the very least, like, they're going to enter the atmosphere or something, right? Like, so they're just kind of floating right there and then plummet to Earth. But we've seen cars plummet to Earth already.
Yeah, we have, but it was just from a plane, not from a
spaceship. Yeah. So
Space! Spaceship!
not yet, though. Not yet.
Not yet. Well, I mean, maybe they haven't showed us everything,
Ooh,
even
the
though they
second-
tried to show us everything.
These trailers always tend to show us everything for the Fast movies.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, back to the numbers.
Yeah.
Opening weekend of 84.
Okay.
U.S. total of 215.
Mm-hmm.
And someone shooting a gun?
Hunters.
Hunters?
We're in the crazy Midwest where people shoot right next to our house while we're shooting. Ain't that funny?
Really?
Can you shoot audio recording?
There are things called shotgun mics, so we're not using them, but
Oh. Were you saying something?
anyway, did I say U.S. total? Did I say 215
yeah.
U.S. total? Okay. Worldwide, 915.
Yeah. When the trailer first came out, I was tempted to go that high, but just looking at all these movies, just some things gotta be taken away in little bits here and there. So not quite that high. 68. I'm going 174. And this could be a mistake if it's as big as all the other Fast movies in China. 689. I've been predicting all kinds of huge worldwide numbers, so not everything can be big, right?
Well, this franchise has been pretty consistent over
It
these,
has, but every franchise has to start falling sometime. It wouldn't surprise me if it's the one that's not all about family. And more about just The Rock and Statman kicking it and having fun, which looks fun, but it's for fans, it's not going to be the, oh, I've got to see that. It's going to, casual, just kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Might get to it when I get around.
I wonder if fans of Vin Diesel will like boycott the movie because of him or something. Him not liking it.
In comparison to the other two, are there like big Vin Diesel fans?
I don't know. There might be somewhere.
I'm sure someone is, but like you don't hear about that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be a huge drop. I'm just going to be there's going to be some people that have negative press towards it just because Vin Diesel never wanted this.
Right.
But, yeah.
I really hope like that there's a split second shot somewhere, like if The Rock's at home getting dressed or something, and on his mantle there's like a little heart-shaped picture frame with a picture of Vin just smiling. Just real quick. Either that or like a death glare, like the Rock just stealthily took his picture and hung it on his mantle.
They'd be in such deep water over that. I don't know if they'd ever get him back if they did that. If they ever plan to, I don't know. Are there plans for sequels?
So just last night they moved the 9th Fast and Furious next year. It was supposed to come out in April like those movies usually do. The next Bond took the Easter April spot now. That seems odd, doesn't it? And
They bringing back the same director again? I can't remember.
no, someone new. That one lost directors and had switch ups for several times. But Fast 9 moved to next Memorial Day, facing off against Godzilla vs. Kong. Are you sure you want to do that? I figured something like that you'd want to leave it to itself, not the same weekend.
I don't know which one would win against those two, though.
I just see you've got the 9th movie in the Fast and Furious franchise, or you've got the first modern big budget Godzilla vs. Kong.
Mm-hmm. They both have their audiences, though.
Just, I figured those aren't two movies you want to directly face off against each other.
it might be a show to watch. I mean, just like that wasn't the right phrase, but you know what I mean. Just something like, ooh, what will happen this weekend?
Yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me if one of those moved. But Godzilla versus Kong had that date set for years, so it would surprise me if it moved.
Yeah.
And then those two are going up against the third SpongeBob movie.
It's gonna kick their butts, right? No.
SpongeBob. Well,
Sponge lives in a pineapple. I'm not gonna. Okay, let's move.
So the final one on our list.
Yeah.
Makes me a little sad.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of at least the first book in the Artemis Fowl franchise. That first one just has a lot of potential to get a good film out of. And what we've seen so far looks okay.
Yeah, I need to see more. Like the first time I watched the trailer, I was really underwhelmed. Yeah, that's the word. Sorry, I spaced. But
that's why I'm here.
I watched it again, and it wasn't as bad as I remembered it being.
Not
but
bad.
Yeah, it's just not enough to make an opinion.
And it's just a teaser, so
yeah,
maybe what we see will look better, but just it's not what I would have hoped. Just okay for the uninitiated. Artemis Fowl, in the author's words, is Die Hard with fairies. That should be the best movie ever. And right now it doesn't look like that. Of course, that's a lot to expect. But I keep arguing maybe this would have been a lot better if they went the animated route. You can do a lot crazier things in animation and pull it off a lot better. Talking about creepy CGI Will Smith. There's things with Josh Gad's dwarf character that if they stick too close to the book there in live action, it could be something like horror movie frightening. So we'll see how they handle that. But
yeah, for the movie wise, like it's one that I hope Disney doesn't bland up too much, because
that's kind of what I was getting.
Books were really witty, at least those first ones. So yeah, I would hope that they'd spend some time on the writing, and make it witty. But I just don't know. It feels like Disney's just gonna make it bland.
Like the brief shots we got of the underground elf world. Look, that stuff looked promising. It was all the live action stuff that, just kind of bland.
It needs some potatoes and molasses.
Yeah.
Everything.
This is bland. Anyway, so
hope it's good. I do, but not counting on too much.
Yeah, I've never been like extremely crazy about Kenneth Branagh's directing.
True.
Not like
he's competent.
Yeah, it's usually like visually fairly nice. It's usually just like it's missing a little something usually.
Yeah. About every time.
Uh-huh.
I was not the biggest fan of his Cinderella.
No.
On a lot of different levels. Anyhow.
Opening weekend, 30 million.
Wow, okay.
Maybe that's bigger than...
Just for a long time, I've heard you saying just anytime Disney tries their non-remake fantasies, it's just crash and burn. So I was expecting a lot lower from you.
From me? Oh, really? Well, I mean, it's not Nutcracker in the Four Realms, but I don't know. U.S. total 94.
Okay.
Worldwide 310.
Okay. I feel like the tables have turned here. That usually these numbers are kind of the other way around. That's usually what I guess for something like this. And now I'm kind of on the pessimistic side. Opening weekend 25.
That's not, I mean, that's not a huge jump.
No. That's 71 US. Worldwide 188.
Yeah, I can't remember like what. Maybe I was looking at Peregrine's, like Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, the long title, but you know, it kind of a fantasy book adaptation.
True.
In the kind of in the same time of the year.
And fairly popular books also.
Yeah, and I think it did surprisingly well overseas. I think it made. That's why I think I was guessing a little bit more overseas, like 200 or so overseas.
Not a bad idea. But yeah, there is the Tim Burton effect. That there are Tim Burton fans. There are not Kenneth Branagh fanboys. Like sure.
Yeah, but it's also
people.
Disney too.
True.
But I mean, that doesn't guarantee things. Nutcracker at the Four Realms.
BFG.
Oh yeah,
That was Spielberg.
oh yeah, that was Spielberg. But yeah.
That's kind of what I was looking at. Like, just maybe it's just not coming out at the right time, and it doesn't look like they are like putting all their eggs into this basket, like trying to make the next Harry Potter or something. It looks like just the next Disney attempt at a fantasy.
Probably comes down to how good it actually is.
Yeah, and again, with us not being the biggest fans of Kenneth's filmography, just that's why I'm not expecting anything mind-blowing or anything. If you had kind of more of a up-and-coming fresh-faced director, maybe I'd be a little more interested.
I guess it's too bad we didn't end on a better note. Hey, what about that Frozen 2 trailer?
Oh, wow. Okay, you compare Disney fantasy trailers. Of course, they'd want to put more effort into Frozen 2, but just like it's a popular book series. If it looked like there was effort, a lot of effort being put into it
For Artemis.
I'd be more interested.
Yeah, I wanted to end on a positive note because Artemis is just kind of like, whatever. Oh, you okay?
I am choking on water.
Oh no.
The Disney spirits don't like me dissing their movies before they come out.
We made up for it with referencing the Frozen trailer, though.
There you go.
I mean, we're using their own methods.
So yeah, that's up to the first week of August, or Artemis Fowl's the second week, I guess. But yeah, there's a few other August movies when we get trailers might cover in the end of the year predictions. When we get to that.
You okay? There's like a single tear running down your cheek.
That's what happens when you choke on water. No, I'm just... That Frozen trailer, man, really moved me. So, yeah, summer.
Oh yeah, it's summer. No, we always have the darndest time ending these things.
So, that's our summer predictions. What do you think? Leave a comment in the comment section below where the commenters
smashing like buttons and subscribes and notification bell. Which,
ring that bell.
I mean, it's not like we post a ton, so I mean, notification bell. I don't know. Whatever. It's only if you're subscribed. I don't know. Whatever.
Just smash.
I don't want to
ring and comment.
Smash it.
Bop it. Twist it.
Pull it.
I don't know how big of the people will get that reference, but
90s kids.
90s kids. I was barely a 90s kid. Just barely. Don't really remember the 90s.
Bop It Mike came out in 2000s. I don't know, somewhere in there.
I don't know.
90s, early 2000s.
Bop it 2000.
Where's our Bop It movie? People are wanting to make Tetris and Monopoly in the movies. Bop it. There's the epic sci-fi tale for you.
How would that work?
How did we get here? I thought we were wrapping up.
What? We never wrap up. We never truly wrap up anyway. You just have to stop.
Life is always recording, Tucker.
What? I don't have a microphone on me at all times. What are you talking about?
No, life.
Life?
Is the microphone.
What? Life?
Life.
The Secret Venom prequel?
Oh.
What? Sorry, I don't know that.
I remember back in those simpler days.
Simpler days when everybody's like, Split's a secret. Unbreakable sequel, so life is a secret. Venom.
And then the beginning of Venom opens with a spaceship with the word life on it plummeting to Earth.
Why are we talking about Venom again?
Because you wouldn't wrap up.
I'm sorry.
This is what happens. So, we hope you liked hearing us ramble about stuff.
And Frozen 2,
Yeah.
which we're not even predicting for it. What's it going to be like when we're actually predicting for it?
It's going to be bad. There'll be a lot of Frozen talk, which ain't no bad thing.
Everybody's probably going to unsubscribe because of this.
You Frozen fanboys always talking about Frozen. It's a good movie, along with other good movies. Say bye, Tucker.
Say goodbye, Tucker.
Bye, Tucker.
Bye, Tucker.
Yep.
Bye, Wyatt.
Bye, Tucker.
Bye, Wyatt.
Goodbye, everyone.
We don't have an outro.
Play some funky music. I meant when you're editing this.
Oh.
Throwing some music in there and fade.
I don't know. Okay.
Keep trying, folks. I keep trying.
Keep trying to end this thing. All right. That's enough. We'll be back with the end of the year sometime.
Yeah. Oh, and sometime we'll have look through at last year's prediction.
Yeah. Whenever it looks like worldwide slowing down for all of last year's movies, and we can get a good gauge. I don't know if we'll look at like actual, because it sometimes with those actuals, like it's a few months after you think they're over that something changes. So we'll just have to kind of get a round number for the worldwide actuals.
And I don't know. Like, if it looks like anything that still might be going on for a little bit, making a little more, if we're not even anywhere close to those numbers,
yeah,
might just get it over with.
Yeah, but yeah, stuff's still making some money overseas. So
those holiday holdovers.
Holiday.
Spider-Verse is still trucking along. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Still not as much as Venom, but okay, enough Venom.
Okay. Goodbye. So long.
See ya.
See ya. Thank you for watching
Yeah, and putting
very
up
much.
with this. We tried.
We tried. May have to edit some of this rambling out, but you know.
It's what you gotta do.
Bye. Thank you.